Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Larson with this week's Monday Motivation. This week I'm talking about high fructose corn syrup. We all heard the word and we know it's bad for us, but I thought I'd tell you a little bit about why. High fructose corn syrup is an artificial man-made sweetener, and it was introduced into the market in the 1970s. It's made from cornstarch. The big food companies love it because it gives a really great sweet flavor that makes us want to keep coming back and buying more. It's also cheaper than sugar, it's easier to use, and it's an abundant supply. The problem is that over the past several decades, there's been a lot more, not only sugar, but high fructose corn syrup in our food supply. The difference is between glucose and fructose that our body can use glucose. Every cell in our body can use glucose for energy. Fructose, on the other hand, has to be metabolized by our liver for our body to be able to use it. So fructose is either metabolized by our liver and turned into glucose, or it's converted into fat for energy. The problem lies there is that our liver can be overwhelmed by the large amount of fructose now that we're seeing in our diets. A little bit in fruits and vegetables is fine, but now with all the processed foods, we're seeing too much. So there are many diseases that are linked to increased high fructose corn syrup intake. One is, in particular, is called fatty liver disease, which is the #1 cause of liver disease in our country. Both sugar or glucose and fructose can cause this, but studies have shown that fructose does to a higher extent. Many other diseases are also linked to increased risk of high fructose corn syrup, and in particular, over the past several decades, weight gain and obesity, which then leads to even more diseases. Studies have shown that compared to glucose, fructose doesn't stimulate satiety in our brain the same way, so we actually end up maybe eating more because we're still hungry. Another issue is that these foods with high fructose corn syrup and sugar as well have no nutritional value, so they're taking the place of foods that really are good for us, and they're also leading to an excess of calorie intake. Studies show that we are now getting about 500 calories a day from sugar and high fructose corn syrup, which is 3 times what it was about 50 years ago. Other diseases that are linked to high fructose corn syrup would be likely a lot related to the weight gain, but high blood pressure, diabetes, and diabetes in particular because fructose can lead to insulin resistance. Other things are gout, high cholesterol, and heart disease. So when we're trying to avoid the foods that are bad for us, it can be difficult because high fructose corn syrup is added to a lot of foods that are actually marketed as being healthy, like yogurts, particularly the flavored yogurts, even marketed to children. If you look at the sugar intake and the high fructose corn syrup, you might as well be giving them a bowl of ice cream. Other culprits could be granola bar or snack bars that have a lot of high fructose corn syrup, the canned fruits or the little fruit cups that are in syrup, that's high fructose corn syrup, and even salad dressings. You might be getting a salad and thinking you're doing something good for yourself when the prepared salad dressing has a lot of high fructose corn syrup in it. So the bottom line is, again, I think we always come back to eating a plant-based or a whole foods diet, avoiding foods that have a paragraph of ingredients and artificial ingredients, and trying to stick to things around the edge of the grocery store where you know exactly what you're eating.